Hello, and welcome back. Before we begin today's story, I want to remind everyone that the stories shared on this channel are real-life confessions sent in by viewers who want their experiences told anonymously. The names and a few details may be changed to protect their privacy, but the emotions and lessons are very real. Today's confession is one of the most shocking and heartbreaking stories I have ever received. It comes from a woman who says she has been carrying a secret for years, a secret that destroyed her relationship with her sister, broke up a family, and left her living with deep regret. According to her message, the affair didn't start after the marriage. It actually started long before the wedding, while man was still dating her own sister. Yes, you heard that right. For years, she secretly had a relationship with her sister's boyfriend and later her sister's husband, all while pretending everything was normal in front of their family. But as you might expect, secrets like this never stay hidden forever. When the truth finally came out, it caused a scandal that tore their entire family apart. Today, I want to share my story not to justify what I did, but to finally tell the truth and warn others about the consequences of betrayal. So sit back, listen carefully, and at the end of the story, I want to hear your thoughts. This is her confession. She began her message with these words: "My name is Diane, and before I begin, I want to say something clearly. I am not proud of this story. In fact, this is the first time I have ever said the full truth out loud. I have carried this secret for years, a secret that has destroyed my relationship with my family, my sister, and even myself. I know many people will judge me. Honestly, I deserve it. But I need to tell my story because keeping it inside has been eating me alive. This all started many years ago when my sister first introduced us to the man she would later marry. And that moment changed everything. My elder sister, Clara, had always been the responsible one. She was beautiful, confident, and the pride of my parents, while I was the quieter one who often felt like I was living in her shadow. Whenever she entered a room, people noticed. Whenever I entered a room, people asked where she was. So when she told me she had met a man named Mark and wanted me to meet him, I honestly didn't think much of it. It was a Sunday afternoon when she brought him home. The moment I saw him, something strange happened. Mark was tall, calm, and soft-spoken. But what caught my attention was how he looked at people when they spoke, like he genuinely cared. He shook my hand and smiled. "Clara talks about you all the time," he said. And I remember feeling a small flutter in my chest. I ignored it. After all, he was my sister's boyfriend. Over the next few months, Mark started coming around often. Family dinners, weekend visits, holiday gatherings, and every time he came over, I found myself watching him more than I should. At first, I told myself it was harmless. But then something happened that I couldn't ignore. One evening, Clara stepped out to take a phone call outside the house. Mark and I were left alone in the living room. We started talking, just small talk at first. But then we laughing about things, sharing stories, opening up about life. And for the first time, I noticed something strange. He was looking at me the same way he looked at her. That same attention, that same interest. It made my heart race, and I should have walked away, but I didn't. A few weeks later, Clara asked me for a favor. She was going out of town for work and asked if I could help Mark pick up some furniture for their new apartment. I agreed. That day felt normal at first. We drove around the city, joking and talking, but something about being alone together felt different. Comfortable, dangerous. When we finished, it started raining heavily, so we stopped at a small restaurant to wait it out. That night we talked for hours about childhood, dreams, regrets. And at some point, the conversation became too personal. Mark admitted something that shocked me. He said sometimes he felt like Clara didn't really understand him. And before I could stop myself, I said something even worse. "I think I understand you." The moment those words left my mouth, the air between us changed. We both felt it. And then he did something that crossed the line forever. He reached for my hand. I should have pulled away. I should have reminded him that he was dating my sister. But instead, I held his hand. That was the moment everything began. After that night, things became complicated. Mark and I started texting. At first, it was innocent. Then it became daily. Then it became something neither of us wanted to admit. A relationship. while he was still dating my sister. Every time my phone buzzed with his name, my heart would race. Every time I saw them together, guilt would wash over me. And instead of ending it, we kept going. Months passed. Then something happened that made the situation even worse. Mark proposed to Clara, and she said yes. The day of their wedding is something I will never forget. Not because it was beautiful, but because of how horrible I felt. As I watched my sister walk down the aisle, smiling and excited about her future, I felt like the worst person alive. Because the truth was, just 2 weeks before that wedding, Mark had been in my bed. I remember standing beside her as a bridesmaid, helping adjust her veil. She looked at me and said something that still haunts me today. "You're the only person I trust completely." Those words felt like a knife in my chest. But I stayed silent, and the wedding went on. After they got married, I thought the affair would end. It didn't. If anything, it became easier to hide. Family gatherings gave us excuses to see each other. Phone calls turned into secret meetings. And soon, years had passed. My sister had 2 children with Mark. And yet somehow, our secret continued. There were many times I tried to end it. But every time Mark would say something, I'm like, "I can't lose you." And I would fall back into the same mistake again. Looking back now, I realized something painful. This wasn't love. It was selfishness on both our parts. Secrets don't stay hidden forever. And ours finally exploded. It happened on a random evening. My sister had borrowed Mark's tablet to watch a movie. And that's when she saw it. One of my messages popped up. A message that no sister should ever send to her sister's husband. She called me immediately. Her voice was shaking. At first, she asked calmly, "What is going on between you and Mark?" I lied. I said nothing. But she already knew. She had seen months of messages, pictures, conversations, proof of everything. Then she started crying. Not screaming. Not insulting me. Just crying. That sound broke something inside me. Within days, the entire family knew. My parents were devastated. My mother refused to speak to me. My father said he had never been so disappointed in his life. But the worst part was my sister. She cut me out of her life completely, blocked me everywhere, moved away with her children. And as for Mark, the man I destroyed everything for, he disappeared from my life too. Their marriage ended, but he didn't stay with me. Instead, he simply walked away from both of us. It has been 2 years since everything came out. And every day I think about what I did. I betrayed the one person who trusted me the most, my own sister. There is no excuse for that. Sometimes people say love makes you do crazy things, but I don't believe that anymore. Love doesn't destroy families. Selfishness does. If I could go back in time, I would walk away the moment I felt that first attraction. But life doesn't work that way. All we can do is live with the consequences of our choices and try to become better people. Why I am sharing this? I am sharing this story because I know secrets like this happen more often than people think. And sometimes the damage is bigger than we imagine. If anyone listening right now is in a situation like the one I was in, please stop before you destroy the people you love the most. Because once the truth comes out, you may lose everything, just like I did. Wow. If you are Diane's sister, will you forgive her? Tell us on the comments, subscribe to Echoes of Aria Stories to know what happened next. Bye, and see you soon.